So we'll start with today's topic, that is Boolean functions and their realizations. Boolean function and their realizations. So what are Boolean functions? Let us first discuss that.
Sir, you are muted, sir.
Okay, sorry. So let us first know what is. Thank you for knowing, letting me know. Boolean functions. So till now we are dealing with the logic gates and their outputs. So up to somehow we have read about the Boolean functions and the theorems, that is De Morgan's theorem, duality theorem, and all the properties, that is a plus a equals to a, something like that. So we have discussed all the things. Now we will discuss the Boolean function. So we will be knowing how to express a Boolean function, how to minimize a Boolean function, and we will be reading something about your Carnot map, that is called as K map. Okay, so let me write down the statement first. The statement says a Boolean is an expression formed with binary variables and or and not operators. So what are the and, or, and not operators? Let me tell you. So while we'll be telling and operator, so it will, this dot will be your and operator, or simply there will be nothing. Suppose I have written a dot b, or I have written a b, so that will represent the and operator. So what is or? Or will be your plus sign. So I can write a plus b. So this is the only possibility. And for not, say bar will be presented, or a invert symbol. So I can write a bar or a invert. So this will be presenting your not operator. So remember these things. So these three signs will be used throughout the Boolean process. There is no other sign, only these three signs will be used. Okay, so this is what is a Boolean? So Boolean is an expression formed with binary variables and or and not operation. Boolean is an expression, it is formed with these operators. Okay, so next is Boolean function. What is Boolean function? Let us see what is Boolean function. So Boolean function, these are the function used to give some logical output with the help of logic gate. So Boolean function means these are functions which are used to give some logical output with the help of logic gate. Okay, so maximum number of Boolean function using n variable is 2 to the power n. So let us skip that. Then your next point is representation of Boolean functions. The next one is representation of Boolean function. So there are typically two types of representation. So first one is sum of product. Sum of product. So in short form it is called as SOP, sum of product. So what is this thing? So this is a Boolean expression. This is a Boolean expression which contains and terms. And term means this and operator. And terms sum denotes, I'll write ORing. So if the OR operator is that, ORing means we are making a OR operation there of these and terms. So it is bit confusing. So let us understand this from a simple example. So let me write one expression, that is y equals to f equals to y bar plus xy plus x bar y z bar. Suppose this is a function been written. So sum of product. So from the word itself you can understand sum of product means sum of some product terms. Okay, sum of some product terms. That means you see here your x bar y z bar is a term where products are used, means x dot y dot z. Then xy is a term where product is used, x dot y. Then y is a single term, nothing is being multiplied with this. So these are three different terms. So y bar comma xy comma xyz. So I can say these are your AND terms. These are your AND terms, and these are combined with OR operator. Here it is written sum denotes ORing. Okay, ORing means we are ORing these AND terms. We are ORing means we are making a OR operation on this AND term. OR operation we are making in this AND term means we are putting plus symbol here. So we are adding these terms to make it a sum of product notation. So the second one is your second representation is your product of sum. Product of sum. So similarly, what is product of sum? It is similar to the sum of product. Here we can write it is a Boolean expression. It is a Boolean expression which contains OR terms and product indicate and operation of odd terms. Indicate and operation of odd terms. Okay, let us understand from the example first. So if I write a form like x into y dash plus z into x dash plus y plus z dash plus w, random variables. So here you see this is one term, this is another term. Suppose I write this is first term, this is second term, and this is third term. So what are these? These are terms associated with OR. So these are OR terms, I can say. So these are OR terms, and these OR terms are combined by AND operators. So I have told if nothing is there, simply multiplication and simply xy is written, then it is AND operator. So here we can say these OR terms are combined with AND operator. So this is a product, means this is a product of which term? Product of OR terms, or we can say product of sum. Okay, understood? Any doubt in this? What is sum of product and what is product of sum? Are you able to understand what is sum of product and what is product of sum? Can you please confirm you are able to see this and understand this or not, so that I can proceed further? Hello?
Visible, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. If you don't give response, then how can I proceed? I'll think you are not listening, otherwise there is some issue with the internet. My voice is not going, so you have to respond. So next thing we will read is something called your canonical forms. Canonical form. So those forms are standard forms like your sum of product and product of sum, and here there will be a canonical form, and these are also classified into two different things. One is your min term form, and second is your max term. Okay, so let us start with min term. So what is min term? If each term in SOP, so remember this is associated with SOP, sum of product, the first one. So it says if each term in SOP, if each term in SOP contain all the variables contains all the variables of the function then each term is called min term. Min term or standard product. So what does this long statement mean? If each term in SOP form contain all the variables of the function, then each term is called the mean term of the standard product, and the representation is called mean term form. This representation is called mean term form. So what does this mean? Let us see example. Suppose I have written a function f equal to, it is a function of x, y, z, three variables, and I have written some function f1 as x dash y z dash plus x y dash z. So suppose I have written like this. So you see here it says if each term in SOP, this is a sum of product term, this is a sum of product SOP form, in contain all the variables of the function. So all the terms, each term means this is first term, this is second term, and these terms contains all the variables. So this function is represented by x, y, z, and all the terms here, the two terms I have written here, they represent x, y, z, all the variables, whether it is in your inverted form, but they contain all the variables. So this will be a represented as mean term. So we can say it is the mean term of the standard product. The representation is called the mean term form. So this presentation is called your mean term form. So here next point is, in this case the mean term is represented by small m. So while solving the problems we will get to know what is these things. For the time being, just remember mean term is represented by small m. Mean, that from mean it coming small m. The main property of mean term is that mean term is that only one mean term has value 1 for one combination of input variables. Next point, for n variables maximum possible number of distinct mean terms equals to 2 to the power n. So what does this statement says? Suppose I give you n number of variables. Suppose I give you a function can be represented as x and y. Okay, so what are the possible values of x? Either it can be x or it can be x bar. Similarly, either it can be y or it can be y bar. So what are the maximum possible number of mean terms with this variables. So if there are two variables x and y, what is the maximum number of distinct mean terms possible? So it says 2 to the power 1. So here mean terms will be equals to 2 to the power 2, that is equals to 4. So let us see what are the possible combinations you can do. So first combination we can do x bar y. Okay. Second combination we can do x bar y bar. Third combination we can do x y bar, and fourth combination we can do simply x y. Okay. So any other combination possible other than these four combinations? I think no, because all the possible combinations I have written here. So the total number of possible is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that is what the statement says. For example, I have a system where variables are a, b, c. So now the question is, what are the possible mean terms? So here the possible mean term will be 2 to the power 3, that is equals to 8. So 8 possible different mean terms can be formed. So it is mean terms. Okay. So 2 to the power 3 mean terms is possible. So if I write what are the possible, so I'll write first a, b, c. Then I can write a, b, c bar. Then I can write a, b bar, c. Then I can write a, b bar, c bar. Then I can write a bar, b, c. Then I can write a bar, b, c bar. Then I can write a bar, b bar, c bar, right? Then I can write a bar, b bar, c bar. So what are the possible numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So do you know how I could write this so smoothly? Means if you been try also, you will not get any other possible mean term. So these are all the possible combinations that can be written with these three variables. So do anyone can explain that how I got this? Means accurately I written all the things without even thinking. You know how to do this? Yes, yes. By so okay, I couldn't hear you. Let me explain. So in binary, I have while reading the binary numbers, I explained how to write all possible numbers with binary digits. So the same logic applies here. First I thought this a 4a, then 4a bar. Okay, then b 2b 2b bar, then 2b, then 2b bar alternatively. Then you write c bar, c bar, c bar. So like this alternative, right? You will get all the 8 possible 8 combinations. So this statement stands correct. So this is time now for the class. We will discuss the max term in the next class, and we will do some problems related to max term and min term. So thank you.